Good morning, Ian Crouch with your 8:30 Hunter News update. The Australian Competition and Consumer Commission has launched an appeal against a federal court decision which prevents the development of a deep-water container port in Newcastle. The court ruled the current deals in place between the state government and New South Wales ports, which place caps and capacity limit financial penalties on Newcastle, are not illegal or anti-competitive. The competition watchdog is seeking to overturn the decision, arguing Newcastle needs to be able to freely move away from a reliance on coal exports. Newcastle Port Corporation CEO Craig Carmody is welcoming the appeal.
The Board of Newcastle is confident that it has the ability to compete in the same market as Port Botany. Board of Newcastle continues to monitor the progress of the federal court proceedings with a keen interest and awaits the outcome of the appeal.
Newcastle police are searching for a man who robbed a Birmingham Gardens service station last night. The man and his dog walked into the Matilda's outlet on Sandgate Road at about 8:30. The man produced a meat cleaver, slamming it down on the counter and ordering the shop attendant to hand over cigarettes before leaving the store. Detectives are reviewing CCTV footage in the hope of identifying the suspect. A fire which tore through an unoccupied home at Muswellbrook this morning is being treated as suspicious. Firefighters arrived at the single-level brick and tile home on Adam Street just before 4 o'clock to find the house up in flames. They carried out a search and rescue operation which determined there was no one home. Police have set up a crime scene as investigations continue. The Hunter-based president of the Pharmaceutical Society of Australia is urging more pharmacies to register their interest to join the COVID vaccine rollout. Last week, the federal government announced it would be inviting just under 4,000 pharmacies to join the rollout, 1,250 of those being in New South Wales. Society President Chelsea Felkai says there's no other way out of this pandemic.
If we manage to get ahead of the curve and we can see a reduction in numbers and we can get back to where we were a few months ago, where we were relatively, inverted commas, COVID-free, we may see something else altogether, and that is where I perceive problems. If we take the foot off the gas in terms of promoting that really positive messaging around COVAX is safe.
Newcastle's Conservative councillors believe a decision to pursue a multi-million-dollar loan for the city's art gallery expansion has been taken in haste. Labor and Greens councillors last night used their numbers to approve a plan to borrow $22.6 million from the state's Treasury Corporation over 10 years at an interest rate of 0.88%. Liberal councillor Brad Luke and Independents John Church, Kath Elliott and Andrea Rufo voted against the plan. They'd prefer the matter be held over until after the council elections, which will allow for community feedback on the plan. Lake Macquarie councillors have approved an application to construct a co-located library and museum at Cameron Park. The Sugar Valley Library Museum will be built in the Cameron Park Plaza and will be home to more than 12,000 books and up to 7,000 museum items. Mayor Kay Fraser says it's going to be a great asset for a large growth area of Lake Macquarie.
Being in Cameron Park with all the new families out there, it's a really important position to put it there so people can come in and access the library part of it, or they access the museum, or they can just look at the, all the different areas out there.
2NURFM Sport.
Hunter Swimming Products' Abby Harkin and Tristan Holland will make their Olympic debuts in Tokyo tonight, contesting the men's 200-metre breaststroke and the men's 200-metre backstroke respectively. Meanwhile, former North Star Matt Dawson was part of the Kookaburras' 5-2 win over reigning Olympic champions Argentina, and Newcastle's Katie Ebzery and Leilani Mitchell started in the Opals' 15-point loss to Belgium. The Knights are hoping the return of Bradman Best from injury will improve their chances of beating the Raiders after another disappointing loss to the Roosters last week. Canberra have won their past 3 matches. Best says the team hopes to end that streak.
They've really played some good footy the last few weeks. So for us as a team, we have to play our best footy, and it'll be a good game. And I think, us boys, we're all up for it.
And Lambton Jaffers captain Michael Sessions has been suspended for 2 games after being shown a red card last weekend for a hit on Edgeworth teenager Nicholas Curran. And the winning numbers in Oz Lotto are 43, 4, 39, 35, 44, 1 and 30, and the supplementaries are 11 and 38. And now you're up to date with the latest 2NURFM Hunter News.